Hey, this is Mike. So just letting y'all know that the episode number that I say during the actual episode is incorrect. The title is right. What I say, though, wrong. Completely wrong. And that is going to be the case moving forward for all future episodes. I'm putting this disclaimer here at the beginning just to let y'all know. So again, title right. What I say later, completely wrong. All right? Got it? Cool. Enjoy the episode. Now, this is episode 17, Cringe Music Podcast. Real quick before I start, if you're watching this on YouTube, this one will be labeled as episode 16 because the actual episode 16, where we talked about Radiohead and some other shit, I forgot to download it, and I thought I downloaded it, so I may have accidentally deleted it. So that episode is now lost forever. Oops.
Good job, Mike.
It's fine. Anyway, this episode got some good shit and some maybe not for everyone shit. We got Collapse by Laur, Fuego by Berried and Saints and Sinners by the Irish Rovers.
All right, I'll be back here.
So, before I talk about my album, I have to give a little bit of background, and I'm very excited that I get to talk about this because it's a topic that I think is very interesting. So, if you're into rhythm games at all, you may be familiar that there's like a whole what you might call a Dojin circle around rhythm game music. So I need to explain what the term Dojin means because there's a little misconception about that term that's mostly a Western thing. So in the West, the term Dojin may be associated with independent hentai manga, which is not at all what that means. That's like that's its own separate thing. So the term Dojin in Japan is associated with independent works of art. So that could be anything, whether that be art, music, manga, you name it. There's probably a Dojin circle for everything, and of course there's one for music, and one even more specifically for rhythm game music. So there is a little game that is called BMS, which that stands for B Music Source or something to that effect, and that's a file type used for games that are very similar to, say, Beatmania, for example. And so there's various players, as you will, for BMS, like Beataroja and a few others that I'm not really familiar. I don't play a lot of Beatmania, but that's the gist. And so for BMS, this game in particular, there's a lot of... It's mostly all original music that is made specifically for the game. And so bigger rhythm games, like, say, Sound Voltex, for example, may hold contests where they take artists that are big in the BMS scene and have them make a bunch of music, and the winner gets their song in Sound Voltex or whatever. Okay. So a lot of these artists are big in rhythm games, and they might be making their own rhythm games or collabing with studios to do things with rhythm games. So one of these groups is an independent electronic music label called Hardcore Tano-c, and they did a collaboration with the game studio Marvelous to make the game Waka, which I play a lot. And Laur is a part of Hardcore Tano-c. So, big, convoluted explanation to talk about Laur and how I found him. Pretty much, is the TLDR. So, I haven't really heard any full albums from him. Just kind of single songs and stuff from playing various games. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to not just talk about him, but also finally listen to an album so that I could talk about it here. So this album is not quite what I expected it to be. So there is a track called Exidium, which is on this album actually, that was made originally for Waka. It was an original song for the game, and that was my introduction. And if you listen to this album, you know that song is one of the more, we'll say, interesting ones. And so I had this preconceived notion that all of Laur's stuff sounded like this. It was all nuts and chaotic, and that's true to an extent. But on this album, there's some tracks that are mostly just really chill piano stuff. So the opening track for this album is surprisingly kind of beautiful and just really chill. And then after that, it drops into I think it's System Error, which is a little bit not that. So over the course of the album, it goes from being chill to being, oh God, please help, I'm having a heart attack, I guess you could say. But yeah, highlights from on this for me are definitely the opening track, System Error, Metamorphose, which is also in Waka, and Exidium also, which, of course, I think this is great. Not what I was expecting at all. I expected this to be pure chaos, but I was surprised that there were some moments where you could breathe a bit. It's good.
I basically have a the first half of this album. It's like, pretty good. I wasn't expecting this from Mike, and then about track 3, I was like, oh, nope, this is something Mike would pick. Okay, guess I'll make my ears bleed. I mean, it's good. It's well mastered. It's a solid album. Mike has been trying to get me into J-core and music like it for a long time, and it's not my cup of tea. I've never really liked anything. I did like the first track of this album. Can't remember most of them offhand. But like after that, it kind of devolved. Like the stuff,
Ooh,
and I
you were cutting out hard.
can hear now.
I don't know. We'll see.
But it's like I tried album. I always do with the J-core albums you pick, and I couldn't really enjoy it. It wasn't the best. I mean, it's a good album. Cup of, let's be honest.
Yeah. So in case you couldn't understand what he said, he liked the first track, and then the insane stuff not so much. TLDR.
Yeah. When I went into this, I remember you saying that there was like one or two that you thought there were gonna be like one or two songs on here that were something that Steven was not gonna like. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh, it's a little more than one or two songs. I can hear yeah, I hear a lot of IDM influence in his music, but for me, I like that. I like this kind of music. I can't remember which track it was, but there is at least one or two tracks that heavily reminded me of Nero's Day at Disneyland, how she like the texture sounds that she uses, I notice a lot, like very similar sounds on this album. So I heard that and I remembered, I feel like Steven's going to hate this.
I didn't hate all of it. That's the thing. It was well mastered, well written. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I just figured the very harsh, texturous electronic was not your cup of tea, so I figured you weren't gonna be super into it.
I typically like mellow stuff.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I don't know much else to say. I really like IDM and just that kind of generalized textured electronic sound. So this falls into that, so I like it. It is very chaotic. I will say that it has quite a few tracks, and I'm just sitting there like, holy shit! It's very energetic, but it's good.
A lot of the artists under the Hardcore tano-c label are making some type of UK electronic music, specifically like Gabber and that kind of stuff. Okay. I think one of my favorite moments on this album is on Metamorphose when the drop hits and it's just this really wiggly ass synth.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, there was a lot on here that took me kind of by surprise, or like stuff that I wasn't necessarily expecting out of, I mean, almost nothing Mike gives me, I think, is something that I expect, but when I hear electronic weird album, I have a semi criteria of what I expect, and there's still more in there that I wasn't expecting, so it was good.
Yeah. Okay, so we can go to whoever wants to go next.
I can go since I think Steven's maybe a little bit more contentious.
Yeah.
Um, so I picked Fuego by Buried Alive. I I saw that I've seen that Mike's posted a couple of their songs before, but it wasn't too long ago that I started to really listen to more of their stuff, and I love the fact that half their songs are like food puns.
Yeah.
Fucking love that. I think it's hilarious. Um, but I also enjoy the guitar work on this album was really good. I really enjoy how this guy plays the guitar. I can't remember his name. All I remember is this is a duo. This is
Yeah. It's
a husband and a wife.
Charles and Kaylee Caswell.
Yeah. So Charles, yeah, I love his guitar. The way he plays guitar. It has that very is the word virtuosic? It's I don't know how to put it, but his guitar is awesome, and the vocals I think can be a little harsh for some people or a little bit out there, but for me it has a good mixture.
Hmm. Yeah. So I originally found this guy from a Clone Hero chart, actually. I believe Hump was included in a song pack a while back, and I really liked that song a lot. That's the one where he's doing tapping with both hands, but he's operating the whammy with his foot, if you've seen the video for it. And yeah, I really love how this dude plays guitar. Like, he has really creative use for like a kill switch. He does a lot of things that I wouldn't really expect from a guitar.
Yeah.
It's really well done, and it's always really good. And yeah, the vocals can kind of be a mixed bag. It's mostly like metalcore and hardcore, and he's like trying to emulate a synth. Ooh, with his guitar, which is really fucking cool. So you could almost say that there's like an electronic element to it as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, this is great. I love this. Steven, are you alive?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I noticed this album has a lot of electronic influence on it too. For the guitar nerds, this is like really good guitar nerd like album or just band.
Yeah. My camera just did a really weird thing. Anyway, I think Steven is dead.
Steven.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
All good.
Does he know that he is dead? Microphone not working. Okay.
Got it. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, he has left again.
Okay. Steven?
This time, perhaps? Hello?
Ripperoonie.
Where were you when Steve killed?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
He lives.
I tried to activity, but I accidentally decreased it.
Ooh.
because I'm very smart. I thought that was why my mic was cutting out, and it turns out it was, but now the sensitivity is fixed, so hopefully that won't be a problem.
It is much better.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually really like the album that Conley picked, surprisingly. It is good. I like a lot of the guitar off of it. I like a lot of the vocals. I had it on mostly while I was in the back working at Zaxby's the other day.
Ah.
And it's just a good kind of all-around type of album. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, but if it was on, I wouldn't have any problems with it.
Yeah.
Well then, that leaves Steven, and you need to explain yourself.
Yo, what? Y'all don't like the Irish Rovers?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't like. You don't like any of my folk picks most of the time. I like this album because this is so one of the songs off of here was their first foray into Celtic rock, Banshee's Cry, and I think they did it pretty well. I like Banshee's Cry. I like a lot of the songs off of here. Shanghai Again is really good. But I figured you specifically would not like this album, Mike, and I'm not at all surprised that you did not. You have never liked any of my folky rock, Celtic rocky picks, so I'm not much surprised.
Okay. So, I'll say that I listened to maybe 10 seconds of the first song, and it was like, okay, nope, not into this. The second track, maybe. Again, 10 seconds, nope, I hate this, I can't even finish this, I'm sorry. I'm just not into this style of folk music at all. Like, it's unlistenable for me. I'm realizing I'm very picky about the kind of folk type of stuff that I listen to. So if you're trying to get me to listen to a folk album, it has to be like some kind of metal influence. So like Chelsea Wolfe is a good example of like folksy metal type of stuff that I really like. The first Ulver album. We'll say Agalloch is also a pretty safe bet, but like just standard traditional folk music, nah. No, nuh-uh. No, thank you.
That's fair. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I get that. I like it a lot because it's, it reminds me of home. So
Fair.
Yeah. Irish folk is the kind of folk that I do like, or Celtic folk. It is the folk that I do like. So I did like this album. And I, the one thing I love about Celtic and Irish music is that you can always, before you even go into the album, if it's this kind of band, you already know the majority of the songs that they're gonna play. Drinking, something about love, something about coming out like blackout drunk. There are something about being home, specific songs about Ireland, songs about war. It's predictable, but in a comfortable, nostalgic way, I guess, for me. I really enjoy it. Like I said, this is the folk that I really enjoy. I like it when it's a little bit more, I guess, when it leans heavier into the rock side. I haven't listened to as much folk metal, but just folk rock is something that I like. So I like this one a lot.
Great. Well, that's all the albums then. I have a couple of things. I have a vinyl update and a little concert report. So, I managed to when I what was it? This past week, my grandma got me a gift card for one of the record stores I go to, and I managed to find something. I got stage 1 of Everywhere at the End of Time.
Oh yeah.
So the packaging for this has like no identifying features or marks whatsoever, other than I I think a serial number somewhere and the art credits. There's no artist name, no title for the album, nothing. This looks like some kind of cursed media. The packaging for this.
Yeah.
And I got this for less than $100. It was still $80 used, but like the fact that I found this for less than $100 is pretty fucking good considering.
I mean, you said it was stage 1, right?
Yeah, it's stage 1.
Okay, at least that one's kind of listenable.
Yeah. I would at some point like to get the rest of this, but it's very cool to add this to the collection.
That is very cool. If I could find something like that, I definitely would get it too.
And then also, I saw Igloo Ghost last night. Or, well, not last night, but Friday night. So this was a new venue. Maybe a contender for my new favorite venue. It's Urban Lounge here in Salt Lake. You walk in, and you know how at most venues you have to like pay VIP or whatever, and it's like $140 just to sit down or whatever. This place, there were just couches and chairs and tables and stuff, and it's just first one there, you get to sit down, and that was really nice. So I got a beer, and I sat down, and I was directly in front of the stage, which was really fucking nice. I was also the first one in, too, so I had my pick of where the fuck I wanted to sit, which was also very cool.
Damn, that is nice.
But as far as merch goes, I'll talk about that first. Kind of limited pick. He had 2 shirts, a purple one with the logo on it, and then a black one with all of these like weird alien glyphs all over it, which was cool. But I settled on the other one. He had Neo Wax Bloom, which I think is his second album on vinyl, and a couple of prints, which are really cool. But his opener, I forget what her name was, pretty similar style to what Igloo Ghost does. I couldn't really describe any of the songs that she played. It was one continuous mix. It was good, but I couldn't remember anything that she played. I couldn't even describe it to you, other than saying it's a very similar style. So as I'm sitting there, watching the opener, I see this dude in a giant silver puffer jacket walk up like 2 feet in front of where I'm sitting with his friend. And I'm like, hold on a second. I vaguely remember what Igloo Ghost looks like. Is that him? Like, I know he's a scrawny-looking dude with really short hair, and that looks like it could be him. So I'm staring at this dude for 20 minutes, pondering. Like, I think that's him? Maybe? So anyway, the opener finishes, and sure enough, that same guy gets on stage next. So yeah, that was him. His set was really good. His friend played violin, and this dude was going ham on some violin. It was nuts. He mostly played a lot of stuff off the new album. There were some songs where it was like 3 different songs mixed together, so he would do like snippets of them. One of them being Clear Tame, which is like one of his most popular songs, I think. He basically made up his own language to rap in for some reason. So it was cool to see that live. Overall, it was a really good show. He had like some visuals to accompany it, and if you've seen any of his music videos, then you kind of have a gist of what it is. It's like these weird alien things that are a mix between angels from Evangelion and maybe biblically accurate angels. Kind of that kind of thing with like an alien aesthetic to it. So imagine one of these beings floating in the middle of like Stonehenge or some shit, and you can see the ocean in the background, and that was what the visuals were basically. It was really cool though. And then once he finished his set, he came out for a little bit actually and talked to a few people. And so I was like, oh, I might as well walk up and say hey to him. And at about that time, I decided to do that. He walks backstage again, so I almost got to say hi to Igloo Ghost, which was very cool.
That's awesome.
But anyway, good show, very cool. And that's about all I got. Let me actually check my calendar really quickly to see something. See what I have coming up next. It looks like Bonobo is going to be here in 2 weeks, so that's the next concert I got. I'm very excited for that one.
Oh yes. Have we talked about Tool yet?
Nope.
That was a really cool concert.
Oh, you mean did we talk about the concert? Yes, we did. That was
Yeah, that was when you were high as shit, wasn't it?
yeah. That was last episode, and I've lost that episode. Oops.
Good job, Mike. You fucking dip.
Look, man, I thought I downloaded it. I may have accidentally deleted it. I don't know how this happened.
It's okay. We have like lore now, right? We've got a lost episode.
Yeah, we've got like half a season's worth of lost episodes, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fucking
I guess we pick albums.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, speaking of lost episodes, there's an artist that I talked about. I think it was the original season premiere for this season. I talked about Kikuo. Since that episode is now lost, I wanted to talk about the other album by him that I like a lot. So I think I'm gonna pick that one for next time. And that would be, if I can scroll all the way down, I think I talked about Kikuo Miku 6 last time. I talked about 6 last time, so I'm going to talk about 3 for next time.
Okay.
okay. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. I have to go through my backlog and see what all I've got.
So I've got a couple ideas. I've got like a metalcore kind of hardcore band. I've got a pop punk band, and then I have a band that I know Mike doesn't like.
Oh boy.
And I honestly don't know which one I want to pick.
Looking through.
A band I don't like. What does that mean?
You told me like it was last time or 2 weeks ago, whatever. There was like an episode 2 episodes ago. You said you did not like this band. So
okay, I don't remember this conversation, but I'll take your word for it. I'm sure if you told me who it was, I'd remember.
Oh, Volbeat.
Ah, yes. When I was talking about the Tool concert, I fucking hate them.
Yeah. They're in the running because I fucking like Volbeat.
Oh no.
Don't know who I want though. And when I listened, I talked about someone new. I'm just gonna do Volbeat.
Fuck.
I don't know what I'm picking for next week. Let me look through backlog real quick. I got some kind of janky stuff, and I could make Mike hate me again.
Why would you do this?
But this one he might actually actively hate me for. We might not be friends if I pick this one.
Oh no.
Well,
y'all like electronic pop?
It depends.
I guess.
No, that's not what I asked. I asked, do you like electronic pop?
Sometimes.
For the most part.
You guys want to listen to Surreal?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
How do you not know who Surreal is?
Wait a minute.
As in, like,
spelled SS3RL?
Yes.
I always thought that was pronounced Searle.
No, it's Surreal.
Okay, well, I'm a forehead. I don't mind him.
Okay, cool. Might be picking him then.
That's fine. If it's anything electronic, and it's a good chance I'll fucking like it.
It's either gonna be that, or I might. I don't know. I could use this.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It is pronounced Searle. You're the forehead.
I am the forehead. Damn. Okay, I am in fact the forehead. You know what? No, we're gonna pick Starkill. I haven't talked about Starkill yet.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Melodic death metal. I'll fucking take it.
Okay. I'm dying.
Metal.
So we're gonna be listening to Starkill's Gravity.
Sorry about that. I thought this was a different band, and I was worried for a second, but I have no idea who this is, so you're probably fine.
Okay.
Yep, we're picking Dark Hills Gravity for next podcast.
Is Gravity is it pushing more into power metal or death metal?
In between actually. It's more melodic, but you'll
Bet.
it's melodic power metal is basically what it is.
What the fuck?
Interesting. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm also gonna post this link for me.
Mike, did you have the Spotify link for my band?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because the only other place I've been able to find them is on Bandcamp and YouTube.
Okay, well, I got it, so you're good.
Yep.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, let's fucking go, boys.
Let's go. This
Alright.
is another interesting week. We got an electronic album, Volbeat, which I guess is like Western rock, and then melodic power metal.
Fun.
Very interesting. Yeah, I know. Mike's gonna have a lot of fun this week.
We will see.
Yep, we'll see.
Y'all are either gonna love or hate my band. There won't be an in-between, so we're gonna see.
Yeah, probably.
Ball game.
Okay.
Well, that's all I got. So,
Same.
catch y'all next time.